Let's take a few minutes and talk about why you would want to use Maximo for your planned maintenance and why you want to plan maintenance anyway. Planning maintenance is effectively our opposite of reacting. And so the concept behind planning maintenance is that we're able to do things like level out a workload. We're able to prevent the majority of emergency shutdowns. And so that gives us more predictability in our production operations. That gives us more predictability in our worker schedules, our spare parts needs. So there's a lot of positive side effects of planning maintenance. And, you know, at the end of the day, really, that comes down to uninterrupted operation or uninterrupted planned operation, right? You know, of course, things will go down, but they should go down in a planned manner so that, again, organizationally, everyone understands it and knows when it's going to happen. And to be clear, planning and planned maintenance is not reliability. And sometimes those things get confused. Reliability is a practice, and that's something different. And that's figuring out how to perform less maintenance or maintenance that specifically extends the maintenance window or the life of something. And that's different than planned maintenance in and of itself. So, you know, understanding what it is, and we look at it and say, okay, well, why Maximo? I have an Excel spreadsheet. I don't need Maximo. And the answer is that planned maintenance, when done properly, takes into consideration a lot of different things. That's bringing together, if we look at it from a top-down perspective, we want to bring together the right people with the right skill sets at the right time, with the right parts, with the right tools or the right equipment. We want to do this in a manner that we can predict that it's going to be executed by the book, so to speak, according to plan. We want to do it in conjunction with any safety requirements we may have, any quality concerns. We're doing it within the umbrella of any regulatory and legal requirements that are overarching to all of how we operate and how we maintain things. And so when we start to get into this and the ability to track that, assign cost to it, and then create an overall planned maintenance program out of that, that's way bigger than Excel. Does that mean Excel can't do it? No, that just means that, let me say it this way. If you're really good at doing this and you do it in Excel, that's great. You're spending about 3x the cost it would be if you did it properly in Maximo, because you're missing all of the automation and the inherent business capabilities in a package like Maximo, and you're replacing that with a human. And humans are expensive. Our time is valuable. It's very expensive. So you're paying a lot more. If you're achieving that goal, that's awesome, but you're paying a lot more to get there. What we're delivering back to our business is that we are minimizing that disruption. So the unexpected disruption, the unplanned downtime, the unexpected lack of service. And this allows us, when we plan, to not only schedule that maintenance, but we're now controlling the schedule of the people who are going to be performing that. And one thing we see in unplanned scenarios, emergency scenarios, you typically end up with a whole lot of people, and unfortunately people standing around watching a few people get the work done because you don't know what you need. The nature of an emergency is that I don't know exactly what I need, so I get extra of everything. And when we schedule things and we plan them, we are able to right size it. So we have only the people we need. And then also that comes back to our tools and our spare parts as well. So on the parts side, ordering, emergency ordering of parts or having people driving around a city looking for spare parts is very expensive, and being prepared with the right parts for the job is critical. And then sometimes we do need specialized tools. You might need a scissor lift or something else that could be being used somewhere else, or maybe rental equipment that you don't even have on site. And so it's critical that we plan for all of this so that this all works smoothly. It's an orchestrated event with the right people, the right components at the right time, and we have maximized the benefit to the organization while minimizing the cost, which comes cost. Of course, there's always a cost to this. And planned maintenance, again, is the least expensive. It's about 3x to get the same thing done without good planning, but still proactive. And it's about 5x the cost to be doing this in emergency response mode. And of course, the benefit here is we're not losing production capacity where, our facilities are not unexpectedly unavailable. As an example, I need to change the oil in my car, and I'm supposed to change it on a certain interval, or maybe I'm testing it and making sure that the oil is good, which is great. Well, when the emergency occurs as a result of me not changing the oil, I don't simply need to change the oil now. I've had something far more significant happen to my engine. And so the corrective action is going to be much greater than the original maintenance that was required. And so we don't always know what that's going to look like. And so that's also going to expand costs tremendously. What happens to us organizationally and in terms of the costs that we're looking at, it's a little more hidden because it happens on a day-to-day basis. But when we really assess what that cost is versus the cost of implementing Maximo and getting that baseline standardization in place, I promise you the software is cheaper. It's expensive, but it's cheaper than all of the failures that are being hidden as a hidden cost within the overall maintenance and asset management portion of the organization. And when we get a good Maximo implementation in place, we're going to see benefits like the stabilization of the workforce. So our people are happier because their work is more predictable. And the operational side is going to be happier because they're experiencing fewer unexpected issues with the equipment that they're operating. And the cost of the repairs that we're performing are going way down because we have fewer people getting the job done. We have fewer unexpected overtime hours. Our parts are in stock versus emergency orders. And that makes our operation overall far more predictable. And, there's also the side effect of when things go wrong, there are impacts to other departments in ways we may not initially expect or realize. Your safety and your quality people are now probably scrambling also to do something related to this. And so it has some downstream effects, and it's broad and it's not always easy to quantify that, and creates consternation within the people. So people are much happier when their life is predictable. And again, this all comes back to a planned maintenance program, a solid planned maintenance program. And at the end of the day, all of that means we're more efficient with our time overall as an organization. So when we look at those things and we look at those benefits, the efficiency, the cost, and side effects are happier people. Side effects are we are naturally going to be a safer organization as a result. And when you start to weigh all this out and you look at it, and the question is very simple: when are you going to do it? When are you going to get organized? Because it's going to save you money. And that doesn't mean it's easy to make that change, to take that step, but it's going to return so many benefits that the question is, when do you get started? Love to hear from you. Love to chat about it. Subscribe, like, talk soon.